Hello and welcome once again. Welcome to the C++ playlist of tutorials. Now, the last tutorial we have seen how to pass function parameters or actual arguments to the function using uh, by value, and in which we have seen that the actual value that is passed is never modified, and in that case it is actually a copy or the clone of the actual argument being passed, that is being passed over to the function, and when the function returns, the main variable remains unchanged. So today we are going to see the pass by reference with pointer arguments. So in some situations we will like to modify the original copy directly, especially in passing huge object or an array to avoid the overhead of cloning. Now, also there will be times when we'd like the original values to be, modified just in a swap function where the two numbers are fed into a function that needs to swap the values of these two variables. So in that case, we are going to use the pointer arguments for passing by reference. Now, here we will again go back to our C++ tutorials project, and as earlier as usual I have already created the shell of the application with a C++ file, and I'll start writing the code straight away. Okay, so this time we will choose a cube function. So void cube or cube of a number, and passing, this is the function prototype. So within the int main I will write again an integer. This time let's try with something else, say 7, and a cout statement which writes in main and greater than sign, the address of the number, and the end line statement to end that line, and cout to actually spit the number, the value of the number on the screen, and del. Then let's call the cube function, but before that let me put another cout statement here to say that I am in cube function in cube so in cube and end line, and then call the cube function cube, and this time the difference is that I'm going to pass the address of the number instead of the number itself, which I did for the passing by value earlier. And another cout statement that says in main again. So I'll just copy this part, highlight and copy and paste in main, back from cube, and a cout statement to find the to display the number value of the number, which will now show a changed value, unlike the other one which remained the same. So this function is now needs to be written, cube function. So void cube and passed the argument, integer argument, as a pointer. Say pointer p num, a number, pair of curly braces, cout statement, in cube let's spit out the value of this pointer variable, and an endl statement, and then I will dereference this pnum or p number multiplied by equal to, again, is the dereferenced number. Now again, this is the same. Remember, I have shown this special or shorthand operator, multiplication equal to. This is the same as having written something like this. Oh, sorry, let's just copy this equals this multiplied by this. These two things are the same, and I don't need a return statement because this pointer, the this number, this is a reference and it doesn't need to be returned. Actually, this is automatically referenced to by the program. So if everything is all right, it should run. So Control F5 to run this application. Yes. Yeah, so in main 7, in cube, and in cube the address is this, in main back from cube, and the value is 49. So sorry, there's a mistake. It's a cube, so I have to multiply this again with the dereference number. So asterisk p number. It should be okay. It should be, so let's put it in the bracket. Just to avoid any problem. So I am basically multiplying the original dereference number p number with by itself by the square of the same number. Okay, so this should be equal to, let me put it back on the comment as, just copy it from here, only this part actually. This is the same as same It's this. Okay. So Control F5. Yes. Just build it. No. What is the problem? No matching token found. Okay, sorry, I forgot to put the closing braces. So again, run it. Build succeeded. So right, now this time the value is 7 cubed, that is 343. So that's what I wanted to show you. Now you can see that address remains the same. So it is the same number, but cubed and back returned to the from the cube function to the main function. It is all changed. So number has changed from the value 7 to 343 after cubing, and it is again pointing to the same address. That means there is no clone or copy passed from the main to the cube function, and that proves that passing by pointer is now working. So thanks for watching. If you like that video, please put your likes, comments, and subscribe.